When the population reaches 2,149,908,480, a change occurs because the seventh tier, the consolidants, are now reading 16 documents again. 12 from the general population and 4 synopsises from the base tier whose monthly size has grown to 143,327,232. Therefore, the Populus consolidants stop reading all general documents and switch to reading strictly base tier synopsises while the base tier adopts a new name, the greater consolidants, granting the Populus consolidants a light workload of 4 synopses. With this light workload, they are expected to make very clear reports. Being that the base tier is then the only reader of the general populace, the amount of documents they then read is determined simply by the entire adult population divided by the number of documents read. Keep in mind that this entire operation is only costing the individuals involved a maximum of 24 hours and most likely a mere 10 hours per year. Each month, approximately 8 1/3% of the adult population is summoned for a maximum of 24 hours of their year. Easier than jury duty, and much more important. This system truly involves all of the people, and due to its constant changing nature, very short time span for each writer, and the amount of people involved, it dilutes nearly all attempts to bias affairs by small groups of people. All synopsises are registered and cataloged in LAFKey along with their source numbers, so that all original documents can be viewed by anyone at any time should something become suspect. With individualistic direct democracy, representatives represent much smaller local groups, 12 per person, small enough that they can be independently monitored by any member of that group, thus ensuring to generate and hold fast to an authentic consensus of the people. Therefore, the individualistic government is truly of the people and not a separate entity. This system eliminates the function of the electoral college and practically the presidency, being that all decisions are made by the people. In the distant future, it may even eliminate the need for the Senate and the House for the same reasons. In its ideal state, the GEP contains the entire legislative branch of the present government. The total cost to each individual to initiate this system is a mere 13 days per year of their lives to achieve true and equal representation and a truly free society. To implement this system into the already present government, Congress requires some minor alteration. The Senate, having only 2 members per state, was a trustworthy system when the population was much smaller and the corporate dollar much lower. But today, with companies profiting hundreds of billions of dollars per year, 100 people, the entire Senate, is far too easy to compromise entirely. Furthermore, if the entire Senate was compromised and only 1/3 of the seats are cycled every 2 years, as is the present case, it means nothing because it only takes 2/3 to prevail over any issue. Thus, if the Senate remains in the individualistic society, 2/3 of the seats will be cycled every 2 years, and the maximum Senate term reduced to 4 years. This is in addition to the 44 random archheralds, which will further assist to dilute a compromised Senate. For the seats to cycle at these parameters, 1 seat must cycle every 2 years. These seats are called green seats, with the 4-year seats being called past elder and elder seats. To be an elder, one must be 45 years of age or older. To be a green, the age is 26 to 44 years of age. The reason for the green seat is that youth is a wellspring of imagination and creativity, and also usually in closer touch with newer things. They add a unique perspective into the populace will, and keep the elders in touch with the latest. Their seats cycle every 2 years because of youth's nature to get carried away. However, they can return after a 2-year leave, or when 45, and sit as an elder. The elder seats become past elder seats in the 3rd year. It is the past elders' duties to teach the ways of the House to the new elders and to the Greens. The salaries of the Congress will then be reduced. From 1789 to 1815, Congress members were paid $6 per day. In 1850, they were paid $1,500 per year. Today, their lowest salary is $165,200 per year. Thus, the lowest paid politician makes approximately 4.5 times more than the average man. The salary of all elected officials should be capped at the average national salary so that the individual is operating on the same level as the people he is supposed to represent, thus instilling within him the same hardships and concerns. This makes aspiring representatives not hunger for the official position simply because of money, but because of desire and love, resulting in a very efficient representative. Furthermore, Congress can no longer make their own salary adjustments. They can only request it from the people. Salaries of all political positions are determined solely by populist vote, as it is their personal tax money. Finally, no politician may take any contribution from a private entity for any reason at any time. For even when federal laws limit the amount of money one entity can contribute, it is often circumnavigated by bundling political contributions where numerous subsidiaries of one company will give large contributions. Contributions only cause intentional oversight in regulatory processes. B. Departments assimilated. A. Mine Safety and Health Administration, assimilated as part of the GEP, specifically in the Populus Inspector Department. B. Occupational Safe and Health Administration, OSHA, assimilated as part of the GEP, specifically in the Populus Inspector Department. C. Other departments assimilated. A. The CIA, disbanded. The individualists believe this department should be restricted from any covert activities. Secretness in any form causes ignorance to the public, and without all knowledge, the public cannot make informed decisions. Secretiveness to the public means operations in the hands of the few. Secretness by a federal government implies that government has interests separate from the people. The only purpose and interest of a federal government is to peacefully act as a uniting force for the separate cells composing it. Thus, secretness is a threat to the people who are supposed to control that government. How can something be called a friend and ally when it withholds information from its master? If something is suspect, there is no reason to be covert. The actual knowledge of being suspected is a deterrent in itself. A suspect is informed he or she is being watched. All covert activities such as bugs, computer software, etc. can easily be turned against the public, like a guard dog biting its master. Also, it is recommended that an investigative body as this be simply an entity of intelligence collection and have no powers to enforce or detain. This gives an agency too much power and takes the people out of the loop. Therefore, if all of these changes are made to the CIA, it becomes no more than the GEP. Thus, it is disbanded. B. The GAO. Disbanded. The Government Accountability Office. If one wants to know where all of the taxpayers' money is disappearing to, do not inquire with the GAO. Little truth flows from their quill. Nothing, they say, can be proven without taking years of time and millions of dollars to conduct the necessary independent research. Thus, their lies are fireproof. All money going into political pockets will be shown going into useless programs such as poverty abstinence education, losing over $100 million per year to something a parent should teach.